Okay guys, so I'm going to show y'all the NXL 2017 Las Vegas layout and a little breakdown of the snake side. So just off the gate right here coming up, we're looking at that tall tower. People are going to be able to shoot that first lane right here off the break, just like I showed you in the breakout lanes. So people going out to this tall tower right here, you'll definitely be able to get shot, but you got to have the first 1 to 2 balls on point. And then our next lane over here is shooting for that little temple before the snake through this gap. And then here's our snake gap. And you even see the snake corner over there. Throwing balls over this pin is potentially shoot the snake corner. So there's a few different lanes, just depending on what you're scouting your team, what you're scouting for your opponents, and what you're going to be able to do. So coming across here, we're just going to go, instead of going up the center to that tall tower, we're going to just go down the snake. So coming across here, we're going to go to our first tower to first off. And obviously looking here, this is a pretty dominant bunker. I like this bunker a lot as far as keeping people out of the snake if they're not in the corner or getting into the snake, and then potentially the shooting the temple right here as well and keeping him out of the snake. And especially if you have the temple dead and it's just your mirror and you have an outside guy, well then I really like this bunker to just cover this lane and make sure no one else comes into the snake. You can also do a lot from the corner, the snake corner as well, but this bunker is just a little bit more safer as far as the Dorito side goes. Now looking cross on the Dorito side from here, a big question is, what is this tower going to be doing? Is he going to be shooting straight up the majority of the time, or is he shooting the cross? Because if you look at it, there's our Dorito 2 over there, and it's a nice little lane just dropping over the cake right here, shooting our Dorito side. So the question is this guy going to be shooting cross, or is he going to be shooting straight on? You're going to have to scout your opponents and see what they're doing, and kind of go from there. But it's a nice little shot, but you got to watch out. If somebody fills the Dorito side corner, they can definitely wrap on you and put balls back on you and help your Dorito 1 player get into that Dorito 2. Or even if the guy goes up and over really low into that Dorito 2, you might not be able to shoot him or even see him make that move if he's really low and does a nice little dive right there. And then going over, obviously this pin really hinders the shot from the Dorito 2 into the Dorito 3. That pin really hinders the shot from Dorito 3 into the Dorito 4. So it's not the best lanes from here shooting cross, because if your opponent puts a solid ball on you and puts you in, they can definitely make that bump relatively easy to the next Doritos. So I don't know, it's gonna be interesting to see what this tower does and what a lot of the professional teams are doing with this tower. Okay, so now let's go over again. Before I go to this little insert bunker, I'm going to go out to the corner here. I'm going to get a little zoom. So coming out to this corner, obviously I was saying you got to watch out for this home guy throwing balls over the pins. The X player really doesn't have too many shots on you. Whenever you first exit, the tower, potentially the X could be sitting right here waiting for you to go into this gap, and that's definitely a big gap for them to be able to shoot you if they're sitting right here. So you need to watch out for that, or at least have your gun up shooting for that X whenever you're coming out to this corner. And here we go, coming across. Like I said, the tower down here definitely has a shot on you coming across, and then the home guy throwing balls over the pin. Let's look on the outside. Everything's going to be pretty much in a straight line here. You're going to be able to see all of the bricks on the outside, so you can stop anyone trying to come down the snake. And then you also can see your mirror. Then on a wrap here, there's the God bunker, or the insert bunker before the snake, that little temple. You're going to have shots on him. You have a blind shot on the tower for sure. But if you can blind shoot him, he can definitely blind shoot you. And wrapping a little bit more, there's the home bunker. You'll definitely be able to see the home bunker. It's not going to be too much of a blind shot once that pin's standing up a little straighter. And wrapping around a little bit more, there's that tall can on the Dorito side of the field. Then wrapping more, you can't really see the X or the big W from the wrap, and even coming up over the top, you can't see the X either, unless he's in the valleys or potentially wrapping around. The big thing with this this corner though, looking across the Dorito side, that Dorito 3 has a nice shot on you. If they get in that Dorito 3 really quickly and you're not playing really tight back here, he can shoot you in the pack. You have to watch out for that. Then the Dorito 4 over there, they can't really shoot you on the inside unless they do a blind shot over these pins. But on the wrap on the Dorito 4, he can definitely shoot you. And then obviously once they're on your side of the field into the Dorito 5, you're probably not living back here unless you don't have a wire at all, and you can play this corner, caddy corner, and play on the outside. Now on the inside, you'll have a shot on the can all the way down on the other side of the field. You definitely have a shot on him and see him on the inside, and wrapping on the inside as well. You'll have a blind shot over this pin on to the home guy, but if he's playing low, you're probably not going to be able to hit him. And then wrapping in the inside, there's the tower, and there's the temple as well, the insert bunker before the snake. And then wrapping on the inside more, there's your corner. And yeah, you can't see the inside moves down the snake from this corner, but you can definitely, like I said, you can see the outside moves of the snake coming down. Coming down. So now let's move. I'll show you a look before I go into the temple. I'll show you the move from the outside of the snake outside of the corner coming into the snake. Okay, so over this pin, well, you're gonna have a blind run. Like, say you're going up to the snake right here, that pin can block you out from the tower, but the snake temple can definitely still shoot you. My pin's leaning now. It's leaning over. It's okay. The snake temple can definitely shoot you. Taking a couple steps here, the center W can't shoot you, but that tall can across the field definitely has a massive lane looking this way. And then walking up more, then you have, if the center W sitting this way and you try to exit from the corner, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 11 or 12 steps to get into the snake if the center W sitting this way. And then on the cross, you have the Dorito 1 that can drop shots in on you as well if he's just sitting on this lane. But it's an interesting entrance into the snake, and depending on the situation, it might be the easier route to enter the snake, coming from the corner first into just straight into the snake. Now we're gonna move into this insert bunker here before our snake. Now on the outside, you have the corner guy that can shoot you. You have, here's your mirror. Wrapping a little bit more, there's the tower. Wrapping a little bit more, you can cut off this lane from the home to the tower if you were sitting right there and you potentially just killed the tower and no one else is wide. You can help your tower guy get out to the corner while you're keeping this lane filled. Wrapping a little bit more, there's that center tower you don't really have a shot on. And then even on the outside here, if you wrap over the top, there's the tip of that can over there. There's a little blind shot shooting at this can, and potentially if he's shooting this way, that you might want to throw balls over the top of there to scare him before you make this move. And especially if you have a scouting report and you see that that's what they're doing with that can, he's shooting cross. Before you make that entrance, you might want to just come here, wrap on that tower, and then make your entrance into the snake. Coming on the inside here, just depends on how these pins are exactly set up, but there's the can as well, all the way back there, and then there's the center of our W. You might be able to see them. And then looking through this gap on the inside, there's the center tower right there, and then even the home way back here that you can see. just a little sneak peek of him in case he's sitting this way, you might be able to shoot him. But that really depends on how these pins are set up on the actual field layout. These little shots might not be there, but they might be. Now looking cross, there's that Dorito 3 again. If they get into Dorito 3 and they shoot cross really quickly, and you're not paying attention, you're not nice and tight in this temple, they can definitely shoot you in the back. On the inside, the Dorito 4 doesn't have a great shot, but if he plays back a little bit, he might be able to just shoot you in the back if you're not playing tight. And then if he wraps around the outside of that Dorito 4, he'll definitely shoot you in the back. And obviously, if they get into your side of the field, that Dorito 5 right there, he has a great shot on you. So now we're about to enter the snake. And even, I guess, I'll show you this little shot as well. Potentially, if you notice they're coming down the snake really quick and they're just jumping on the insides of the snake and coming down, you might be able to catch them trying to come around the snake 4, which is that second brick, and right here into the snake 5, and just shoot him right in the pack if he's not paying attention and he just like is trying to crawl really quickly, just kind of like right here. It's just like a little drop shot almost. But besides that, you can't really see the outside of the snake, and you can't stop him coming down the outside. But if they are going on that inside route, you might be able to catch him right here. Okay, so coming across into the snake, like I said, there's that can, massive lane, the can shooting across. Here's that center guy, that center tower. If he's shooting through this lane right here, that's a nice little lane for him to be shooting. If he's just sitting on that lane, you have to really judge the paint and kind of see if they have paint in this lane before you go. There's the center X, or the center W. If he's sitting this way, he has a nice little shot. It's not too many steps for him to shoot, so you can get through there even if he's looking this way. But really, it's 1, 2, 3, about 3 steps, and you're hitting a dive already into the snake. So it's not too many steps, especially if you're moving quickly, but you still want to watch out for that. And then looking cross, there's the Dorito 4. If he's looking the inside, he has a couple steps on you to be able to shoot you entering the snake really quickly. Okay, so now we're gonna come to this first pin on the snake side, which we're calling, it's just gonna be our snake 1. So first off, we're gonna look on the outside. Looking on the outside, wrapping on the inside. Here's our home guy. He has a shot on you, you can shoot him. There's that can all the way down there, you don't have a shot on him. The Dorito 1, if he's playing on the inside, you have a shot on him. There's a tip of the Dorito corner back there. If they're playing on the inside, you might be able to catch him sleeping. Here's that center can, you might be able to catch him sleeping if they're playing that consistently. There's the outside of the W, and then coming looking cross, there's the Dorito 4, and then pushing up into here a little bit more, there's the Dorito 5, and then this is your Dorito 2, which if they're on that side of the field, things probably aren't too good for your team. Okay, so looking back, here's a wrap on the inside. Here's our tower guy, and then there is the insert bunker for the snake, that little temple. And then coming on this outside, we have, if you're low here, here's the center W. I mean, here's the first W brick, the little mini W's on the wrap. There's the home guy. He can definitely put balls kind of right over here. And might be able to hit you in the pack, so you got to be really cautious of him. And then wrapping more, there's the center tower, and there's the center W. If he's sitting right here, you just got to be really low on this crawl. You can't just crawl high here, because they have a lot of people that can drop shots in on you, and potentially get a bounce shot in on you as well. Then coming here, standing up a little bit, say you wanted to stand up in here, there's the corner. You definitely have a shot on the corner on the outside, a shot if your mirror's standing up. There's the temple, there's the tower, home, wrapping more, You got the corner back there on a blind shot over the top of this, this pin, and then wrapping more. There's your Dorito 2. If something happens and this Dorito side or the snake side gets blown open and they can wrap over here, it's a nice little wrap that you can potentially catch somebody. Okay, so crawling over to our first brick, or our second knuckle of snake, S2. I'm gonna look cross first. Here's a shot on the back left and on the Dorito 1 if they're playing on the inside. Here's our Dorito 2. You can't see the Dorito 3. You can't see the Dorito 4 really unless they're wrapping. You can't see them. You can see them move a little bit from Dorito 4 to Dorito 5, but it's not really too great with this pin sitting there. There's the outside of our W on the snake side, wrapping in. There's our home guy, and then wrapping in more, which you're kind of in a kind of exposing yourself here if you're wrapping this much, but just depending on the situation, you might be able to wrap in and get a shot real quick on these guys. And over the top, using this little nipple, it's still your same shots across field. Here's your home, so you're just using this little nipple. Here's down the wire, and then for these guys as well, you're gonna be able to see down the wire and see the corner and all of the snake bricks and stop a snake from coming down if need be. Now on the outside, say you have this whole side blown open and you're wrapping around the outside of this brick. There's the Dorito side can. There's that center tower. You can see the little Dorito over there, and all this depends on how these pins are lined up. And then coming up over the top of here, there's your Dorito 2. And there's your back, your corner, your Dorito side corner. The snake's gonna be really interesting. Really interesting. I have a lot of shots over here, and it's a ladder snake, so you might be able to take this snake and get down here really quickly. Now coming on the inside of here, this is going into the snake 3. Your shot on Dorito 1, back left, that center can right there. You can't shoot Dorito 2 unless you have to back up quite a bit to shoot him, and then you're exposed. There's crossfield, there's your Dorito 4, your opponent's Dorito 5. He can definitely shoot you. You can shoot him from the snake 3. There's the inside. And then on the outside, obviously you can't see anybody. And wrapping on the outside, just depending on how it's lined up, they might be able to see a glimpse of you on the outside from this tower if you try to crawl. There's the home guy. There's our there's the can on the Dorito side. There's the Dorito 2. You have a nice shot on the wrap here, and even stepping back. And then now we're going into the Dorito 4. I mean into the snake 4. There's the snake 5. I mean the Dorito 5 across field. There's Dorito 2. You have a nice shot on him. You no longer have a shot on the W. The W's blocked out. It's Dorito 4. There is the can on the Dorito side. There's the home. Looking in more. There's the tower, and then you'll be able to see a little bit of that snake insert bunker as well, that little temple. And coming up over the top, there's the corner, and then outside you can see everything. Now say everyone's off this wire. Here's the wrap, and what the wrap looks like on the snake 4. Here's that Dorito can. There's a back left. There's a glimpse of Dorito 1. There's that center tower. Wrapping more. There's the Dorito 2. And then wrapping a little more. You can't see the Dorito 3, but you can see the Dorito 4 once you start to walk into this next position. And then once you get into the snake 5, this is obviously where you want to be. This is on your opponent's side of the field. When do you not want to be on your opponent's side of the field early in the game? There's the center W. You blow him up. He has nowhere to hide unless he's playing on that other side and your whole side of the field is open. The Dorito 4 you have a good shot on. You can shoot the Dorito 3 if he's playing a little loose. If he's playing on the outside of that bunker and really tight, you might not be able to see him. There's the Dorito 2 you can't shoot on the inside. You can shoot the Dorito 1 if he's playing on the inside, and the corner has to get really tight in order for you not to see him. There's the Dorito side can, and then there's the center, the home, and then a little more. You'll be able to see that guy and step a little bit more. You're really exposed to this point if you can come that far over, but it might be quick and you can make it happen. Now over the top, there's your corner, and then playing over the top here, using that nipple. Here's all of our shots across field. Now there's whenever on the inside you can't see the Dorito 2, but if you play this nipple and on the outside, there's your Dorito 2 at that point. So coming down into your next link, if you're on the inside, there's a shot on that Dorito 2 that you can hit real quick. Dorito 3, there's a little gap in there. Your Dorito, or the Dorito 4 right there. There's a corner, can, there. There's so many shots in here. This is a longer video than I usually make for the snake, but it's because it's a ladder and there's just so many shots in here. It's crazy. And there's the outside over the top. There's your home. This is the wrap on the snake 6 or your opponent's snake 3. It's a little cake in here in the snake. Wrap, and there's the home. There's the corner. There's snake. The Dorito 1, the Dorito corner. And then wrapping more. There's the tower. And now, if they're in Dorito 2, that tower blocks them out. But there's the Dorito 3 right there. So if they're in the Dorito 2, you're gonna walk over till you get into a good spot. And whoop, 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 and send those balls right in on him right there. It's over the top of so many W depending on the situation. Now this is in your opponent's snake 2, the last brick on this field. On the cross, there's Dorito 3. There's the X, obviously you're shooting him in the back already. The Dorito 4 is blocked out by this pin. The Dorito 2 is blocked out by the tower. And there's back left, Dorito side can. There's your home bunker. If I'm looking over the top, there's the inside wrap of the home. There's the outside wrap, or the inside wrap of the tower. And then scooting a little bit more, there's the inside look on the temple. There's our corner on the outside. And by this time, the game is like already developed. Like, you're probably winning the game if you're this far down the field already. Not always, but most of the times. Now on the wrap on the outside, the this temple is gonna block out the tower. So you might be able to wrap this real quick if they have the tower and shoot cross. And there's the Dorito 2 in there if they're trying to hunker down on the Dorito 2. There's a nice little shot on him. There's a shot on the Dorito 1. There's your home guy. And coming up over the top, there's Dorito 3. And then coming over. At this point, you're already onto your opponent's side of the field. And you're shooting people in the back. You can use this from the outside to block out that money coming up, or the center tower. Shooting cross, and even from here, going this way. If they're in Dorito 2, if he's not looking this way, now that can's blocked out Dorito 2. This little temple has blocked out the tower. You can walk all the way up here at some point and potentially shoot the tower, come across, or run him down, or do whatever you want. And that can blocks out that Dorito 2. That Dorito 2 is a little bit hairy over there if they're into your snake. You gotta watch out, because if they're already down in your snake, there's this big tower right here in the center, and that can that blocks your angles and your view over here in the snake. And I really don't like that about the Dorito 2, is because if they are in the snake in your head, you can't really see what they're doing, and it gives your the snake opponent a lot of freedom to do what they want to do over here and get little small tight shots on you that you really don't have on them. So you just gotta watch out. But that's a look of our it's a look at our snake side of the field. I know I just gave you a lot of different angles, a lot of views. Like I said, this video is a little bit longer than usual, but I wanted to give you all a look at the different things in this field, and the potentials of what you can shoot across the field. We're now in my you're now in your opponent's corner at this point, and y'all have just swapped fields. Might be better to just go run touch that buzzer, depending on the situation. But I really appreciate y'all watching. Definitely subscribe to my channel, give me some feedback, comment up, let me know what you think. If you want to see any other videos, I'd be happy to make them for y'all. But thank y'all so much, and good luck in Vegas if y'all are playing, guys.